Hey guys, it's Rudar here, and today we're going to go over the simplest but most effective way to play Balanced Druid in the War Within. And these kind of concepts have worked for a couple years now, and I just want to share them with you in a more condensed video. So let's first go over damage rotation. So first priority, put your dots up. Second priority, enter Eclipse. Third priority, spend your Astral Power. And that's going to be most of your damage rotation right there. If you can, you're going to use Wrath during your Eclipse and cast Wrath Star Surge, Wrath Star Surge. My Eclipse is over. We go into our second priority, so we put up our double Starfire to Solar Eclipse. Double dots. Surge. Wraths and Surges, Wraths and Surges. That's our damage rotation. We're always going to go Solar Eclipse. And if we want to burst, double dots, Trent's Incarn, Star Surge. If you can cast, let's cast some double Wraths for our Dream Burst procs, and then a couple Star Surges. Then maybe more some Wraths and Star Surges. You can kind of just spam Surge and Wrath, just back and forth, back and forth. Our burst is over, double dots, second priority, enter Eclipse, and use our Astral Power and Wrath as our filler. Most of the time we won't actually be able to cast Wraths, but if you can, it's going to boost your damage by quite a bit because you're going to be able to Star Surge a lot more often. Fury Valoon, you can also use that during your burst, so you can do like Trent's, Fury Valoon, Incarn, double Wrath, Star Surge, and that's going to be like a one-shot. So that's our damage rotation. Let's go over talent builds. First talent build here, don't worry about the talents very much. If you know your damage rotation, you know what Mass Entanglement is, you know what Typhoon is by now, you know what Mighty Bash is. Very simple stuff. Out, this is the build you're going to use for dampening teams. You're going to play this about 80% of the time, maybe like 90, even 95%. You're going to play this like almost all the time, so if you want a cookie cutter build, just play this build right here. So this is your out build. One sentence that this is how you play. Drag melee away from the enemy healer, okay? Drag melee away from the enemy healer with this build. That's all you need to know. There's so much positioning and like targeting tactics and all this stuff. Drag melee away from enemy healer, okay? Out Decurse. If they have a shaman or a warlock, you play this. Super simple. In. Alright, what is this build? This is going to be played when you play with a rogue. If you're playing with a rogue, play this in build, and you're not going to drag melee away from enemy healer. Instead, you are going to play aggro with cyclones, and you're going to try to get clones on the healer, clone DPS on their defensives, and swap. You're going to play aggressive with this build. This is maybe 5 to 10% of your games. If you only play Boomy Outlaw Rogue, this is 100% of your games. You're going to play this build. Decurse variant. So if you're fighting warlocks or shamans, you'll play this. One thing you do need to know that you might gloss over is Forest Walk and Protective Growth. These are very important. You'll get an instant cast regrowth every 5 Star Surges, so that second paragraph. And that instant cast regrowth will reduce the damage you take by 8% for like 12 seconds and increase the healing you received. So if you're playing aggro and you're not going to kite very much, you're going to have to use these instant cast regrowths to keep yourself alive and help your healer out. Next, we have AoE build. This is going to be your rated battleground build. This is going to be your BG Blitz build. If you're fighting on a cart map or a big team fight map, you're going to want to play this. If you're not playing on a big cart map or team fight map, you can just play the out build and you'll be pretty good. Next, we have the RMP build. So this build is going to be more defensive. So we have Heart of the Wild. We have Incap War. You're going to use that in the opener every single time. And you're also going to switch up your PvP talents. You're going to go Furious Swarm, and you're going to go Protector of the Grove to RMP. This is just a tankier build. It allows you to peel more. Incap Roar and Furious Swarm are instant cast peels. rather than just cycloning first, you can use these first to peel. So yeah, that's our RMP build. Super, super simple. Super easy. Okay. So we're going to go to our out build. This is our default build. We're going to stick this build most of our games. You're playing solo shuffle, you just play this build. You could play the in build if you are high rated and you're fighting lower rated opponents. So like you're kind of smurfing. If you're smurfing, then you're going to play the in build at lower rating, just because you can speed up games and you can kind of abuse cyclones on that enemy team. If you're not smurfing, then just play the out build and keep going up rating. Drag melee away from enemy healer. Okay, let's go over stats. For this season, just go haste verse. Don't worry about mastery, just go haste verse. Enchants, make sure you get that wrist enchant for the speed. Very important here. You can craft gear to get less verse and get more haste. So make sure to craft things like your rings and your necklace. Very important. Gem precog. You can gem verse haste or haste verse, doesn't really matter. Get your gems, get your enchants. I recommend going to check PvP. So if you're trying to get gear, you want to see what people are running, see all the enchants, make sure you have them all, go to check PvP, look up my character, go to gear, and you can just take these enchants, or you could go to any other boomy that's higher rated and just see what enchants they're running, see what gear they're running, and just copy that. But I'm very certain that this is the best gear you're going to want to run this season on my character right now. So we did damage, we did stats, we did damage rotation, burst rotation, gear, drag melee away from enemy healer when playing the out. Now let's go over some UI things that you really want to have. Okay, so go download Tell Me When right here. Okay, you're going to see a blank 4 squares when you download it. If you don't, and you have already Tell Me Whens, you can right click this, and you just need to get into the Tell Me When options here. I'll have links in the description below, and you're basically just going to import. So say I put a string in here, you're going to paste this string in here, import, and you're going to go from string, this will be highlighted. You're going to click that, and you're going to be an option to create a new profile. And that will basically import one of these little things. So this one is going to help you with your Mark of the Wild, making sure that's up. This is going to make sure you're in moon conform, so you're playing Glyph of Stars. Kind of hard to tell if you're in moon conform or not. So that's why we're going to have this to make sure we know we're in it. So let me just show you how that works real quick. If I'm out of moon conform, I see this. If I'm in moon conform, I don't see it. So if you ever see this and you're popping your burst or something, like say you incarn, you leave boomy form and you're bursting, want to make sure you enter that for the damage bonus. Okay, so now we have the Eclipse tracker. Very important if you have anything tracked. These two right here, so important. You don't want to look up in the top right corner like all the time. That's bad. Dream Burst, this is our hero talent. Basically, when you pop Trents, your next couple wraths will do a lot of damage. Okay, next we have our precog. If you fake a kick, you get a precog. You're immune to CC, you get a free cyclone. Next we have our Blooming Infusion. So after 5 Star Surges, we get an instant cast regrowth that will proc if we're playing the in build. Even if we're not playing the in build, you still get the hero talent, but you get that protective growth and you get the forest walk. So this is very important. So I'll close this and kind of show you. Let's do our damage rotation. Dots first, Eclipse second, Star Surges third, Fill with Wrath. And so I've done 5 Star Surges. Now I have an instant regrowth like that. And that's going to give me 8% healing taken and speed. And then if I expand these, let me cast one more regrowth. I get all damage taken reduced by 8% for this 10 seconds. It's going to stay up. So very important talent, very important to have those Tell Me Whens. Next add-on you're going to want to have is, let me duel this guy. Let's see here. Okay. Can I test this add-on? Maybe. He might have ran away. Okay. Can I test an add-on? Okay. Interrupt this cast. All right, so this add-on is called Lockout. Watch my cast bar here. I don't have Lockout enabled. Okay. Reload UI. Okay. Right, wait. Okay, we'll try one more time here. Okay, so watch my cast bar. He interrupts, and now I see on my cast bar where he last interrupted. So if I want to fake cast, I'm going to fake cast right before here. Right before there. That's going to fake him like good 50% of the time, and 50% of the time is not bad. It's really not bad. And this will track a couple interrupts, and it'll reset after every arena. If you're in combat, you get that shaded bar, so you kind of know. So make sure to have that add-on. Very important. Next thing, a couple macros you're going to want to have is curse over Trents. So curse over Trents, flashcast at cursor force of nature. Save that. Arena 123 Cyclone, very important. Make sure to have this. It's unplayable without this. If you play Balance Druid without this, you are trolling. Arena 123 Cyclone, it's hard at first, but it gets easy pretty quickly. Compared to other things, it will get very easy. Could have Arena 123 Solar Beam, not that important. Let me show you the macro for those. So /cast at Arena 3 Cyclone. And so how that's going to work is if I go to /s arena, you can use S arena or Gladius, doesn't really matter. Make sure you have these frames. You can see DRs. There might be a default Blizzard one you can use. If those show DRs, sure. But yeah, Arena 1, Arena 2, Arena 3. You cast Arena 2 Cyclone as Cyclone's Arena 2. Cast Arena 3 Cyclone, Cyclone's Arena 3. This way you're not clicking all around and like doing damage and then clicking this guy and cloning and then doing damage. Like you're just doing damage, casting clone right off the global and then doing more damage. And it's going to save you a lot of time and a lot of headache. It's very easy to use Arena 123. It's very hard not to use it. So make sure to have the Arena 123 Cyclone. Cancel form, not that important. Another thing, Frenzied Regeneration is off. Like, see, I don't have it down here. I have it on my Bearform bar, but make sure you can see it outside of your Bearform bar so you don't go, like, say you don't have Frenzied Regen, you should probably use, like, Wild Charge and Stampeding Roar and Typhoon and Roots and Bash. You should use those to live. You shouldn't go Bear without a regen and just be in Bear. Because you might as well do other things to live and keep doing damage as you're in Boomy form. Because you can kite quite a bit just in Boomy form. You don't gotta go travel. You don't gotta go cat. Just stay in Boomy and use your utility to live. And then if you have a regen up, you can go Bear and regen if you really have to. Being in Bear is like a noob trap. So you don't want to be in Bear very often. More than like 30 seconds in Bear is sometimes game losing. More than 30 seconds. That's like game losing. Okay. Close that. Now we have macros. We have some add-ons. Let's go over. Let's see. What's a really important add-on? You have Omnibar. So you can track interrupts. So make sure you have Omnibar. OmniCD is pretty good. I would recommend that. If you're going to use OmniCD, make sure you customize it and you don't have too many things tracked. I guess one more add-on that's really important. Make sure you have, where is it? Diminish. Diminish options fixed by Jayesa. Very important. Especially for Druid. If you play Druid without Diminish, it's impossible. Literally impossible. You're crazy. Toggle test mode. Okay, so just look up here. I can see when the stun DR on Hodge comes off. So I know if he stuns me right now, I'm in Boomkin form, I don't care. Half stun, I don't care. But say a rogue has kidney shot up and I'm around pillar, I need a bear right now. Because he can actually stun me and he's probably trying to stun me as soon as that stun DR comes off. So diminish, very important. Make sure to configure it so it's only on player. Everything else, turn those off. Like that. Okay. I hope this video helps. I hope this guide gives you a good start with your Balance Druid. And I will catch you guys later. Peace out.